start today is still broken, but today we're doing another off-season predictions video. Today we're doing the Brooklyn Nets, the Nets that don't have a lot going for them, but they did acquire a lot of nice assets last season. But there's one player I think the Nets can be excited about for the future is Jarrett Allen. He's shown some upside this year. D'Angelo Russell is still here, so if you're ready to lock him up, that would be a good idea for the Brooklyn Nets. And then you kind of have a future here. It's starting to look better. You got Rondell Jefferson still. Dinwiddie's looking good. I just don't know what you're going to do with Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell right now if you're going to start them both together. I wasn't really paying much attention to the Nets, but weren't they starting them together at one point? I'm not sure. But then you got Allen Crabbe still, who dropped 40 points, and he's getting paid like 18 mil. And he has 1 year left on his contract, and a player option. Will probably accept that player option, and you have Mozgov's contract. So not a lot good for the Brooklyn Nets this season, but nonetheless, we will get it done. We're actually going to make this team, or I mean, we're going to predict the team. Basically, we're going to predict their offseason. I can't make this team better unless if we really think the Nets are going to try to get better, which of course they will, but how better can they get? So let's go ahead, go through the draft lottery and see what it's going to look like. We obviously don't have our pick, and like I said, the start today was broken, so these standings are not accurate, so I had to simulate a season before that, and yeah, the standings are not accurate, unfortunately. I wish they were, because it makes the video a lot better, but when 2K start today is broken, I'm not going to wait around for it to get fixed, because that's not going to happen for a while. So I'm going to have to unfortunately do these videos with some simulations, some false simulations beforehand. So now when you got the cap holds, let's see what you got. I don't think Jahlil Okafor will be back on this team. He didn't even really play, did he? Quincy Acey, probably not. I'm probably just going to renounce. Well, Isaiah Whitehead, I could see him coming back. Joe Harris, Karis LeVert, I think will be back, but I'm going to renounce these guys. And then Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert are obviously nice priorities. And we have 15 million cap space. You got Amari Carroll, you got Timothy Mozgov, you got Jeremy Lin still, and you got Rondell Jefferson, Jarrett Allen. So if you're the Brooklyn Nets, what are you going to do? What's the direction for this team? What is going to happen next? Where do you want to go with this team? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure what this team is going to want to do, but there is some things that we could possibly do for this team. And I think that they have a good chance at maybe acquiring a nice piece this offseason. And the reason being is because there's a guy like Jabari Parker who will be a free agent, and you have the Brooklyn Nets who might throw money at him. And the Milwaukee Bucks, are they going to match it? Because Jabari Parker has been struggling with injuries, and he's not been the greatest. If the Nets can somehow free some money up to throw an offer at him, I don't see how the Bucks can maybe match it. I can see the Bucks letting him walk. So I'm going to go ahead, though, and trade some of these contracts, because what do we even have a pick? We have the 28th pick, the Raptors pick. So, I mean, that's not really going to do much for the Nets. So we're going to have to go ahead and try to trade some assets. So basically what I see going on here is you got DeMar Carroll on a 1 year deal, and you got Jeremy Lin on a 1 year deal. If you guys really want to start heading into a young direction, I think you need to start trading some of these contracts. DeMar Carroll is nice and all, but he's got 1 year left. I feel like somebody would be willing to take him on. He didn't do too bad with the Nets, but you were going to have to throw in an asset with it. So let's go ahead and let's make up a trade to get DeMar Carroll out of town. All right, guys, I actually feel this didn't take long at all, and I actually feel this is a good trade for both sides. Look, the Nuggets right now are in need of a 3-and-D player, which is DeMar Carroll is exactly that. And Kenneth Faried doesn't even get minutes in the Nuggets rotation, and the Nets could use a power forward. I feel like this is a great trade for both sides. The Nuggets get a 1 year deal in DeMar Carroll, and the Nets get a 1 year deal in Kenneth Faried, basically swapping players for both teams' needs. So I think this is a good deal, something that could potentially happen for both the Nuggets and the Nets. So that's going to be the first deal. We cleared about $2 million in cap space with that trade. And then, of course, you want to get rid of Timothy Mozgov if you can. That contract is absolutely atrocious, but I don't feel like there's going to be any room to do so. And then there's Jeremy Lin, who you could still potentially trade. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and you can include the 28th pick if you want to, and see if you can get something decent for Jeremy Lin. See if you can get a nice second rounder or first rounder for, I don't know if anyone would throw a first rounder for Jeremy Lin, but something good. I mean, someone who could use a backup point guard off the bench would be nice. Like, I don't think they would trade Sabonis. That'd be kind of ridiculous, but let's see what else we can find out here. So I'm going to go ahead and look for a trade for Jeremy Lin. Let's see if something makes sense out here. All right, so I'm not sure if this makes any sense, but like a team like the Thunder might be like, we'll take Jeremy Lin, nice backup point guard off the bench, better than what's his face? I don't even remember. Raymond Felton. So Jeremy Lin off the bench for Alex Abrines. Let's see if the Thunder will take this and they do agree. So they got Jeremy Lin, and we got Alex Abrinas coming in. So that'll be a nice backup shooting guard coming off the bench, or he probably won't get minutes at all. I don't know. But we did dump Jeremy Lin's contract nonetheless, and now we got 23 mil in cap space to work with. Probably is going to be like 21 mil. So we can maybe throw a nice offer at someone out there. So we got that done. Let's go over rookie signing because we don't need it anymore. And now you got your player options. Definitely going to bring back these two because they are nice pieces to the future. But I think what the Nets should do, they should run a lineup a little something like this. Spencer Dinwiddie should run the point guard position because he seems like more of like a playmaker. It even says in his description he's a crafty playmaker. And DeAndre Russell, you know, could play off ball, and those two could share the ball handling at times. And then you got Karis LeVert come off the bench. You got Alan Crabb, who could potentially start at the small forward, or he can come off the bench. I think you could potentially, I think you could start him and then have Rondae Hollis-Jefferson come off the bench. And then Kenneth Faried, you can give him a chance to start this year. Or Jarrett Allen is definitely going to start as center for us. I really want him to start. But I think you really need someone at the power forward position who can stretch the floor. So we're going to try to get that out here. Qualifying offers, not much. And now moratorium day is here. Do we still have cap holds? We should not. We do not. So player contracts, you got 25 mil in cap space to work with. So we got quite a bit of money to maybe throw at a nice young player. So we're going to try to make something happen out here. But one thing is for sure, I think you can definitely try to trade, or you definitely want to try to attempt to trade Mozgov this season. I mean, maybe they could attach Rondae Hollis-Jefferson with it or something like that. I'm not sure, but you definitely want to try. But I want a stretch big out here. So let's see if we can get a stretch big or a nice offensive star. So a power forward is necessary. Chris Bosh doesn't make a lot of sense for this team. We want a nice young player. And I think Jabari Parker is someone that could potentially happen. It's probably not going to happen on the game. He usually goes back to the Bucks. So to be honest, I might force Jabari Parker to come to this team because it's just my prediction. I think Jabari Parker could be going to the Nets this offseason. It just depends. It all depends though. Aaron Gordon, you also throw an offer at him. And then let's see what else there is for power forward nice stretch bigs out there. Not a lot. You got Ersan Montrezl Harrell, who Ersan's been balling out with the 76ers. So wouldn't surprise me if people are trying to get him. KCP, Gerald Green, Elfrid Payton, JaVale McGee, Wayne Ellington. Let's see what do we need other than a power forward. So we got Spencer Dinwiddie. We got nice shooting guards. You got nice small forwards that we don't necessarily need. And we got a backup center in Timothy Mozgov, I guess, if you want to call that a nice center. So, I mean, if we can get another center out here to back up Jarrett Allen, that would be nice. But not Alex Len. I'm not trying to throw that much money out there. Kyle Quinn, Nerlens Noel is another nice guy, but not happening for that much money. Daniel Theis or whatever, maybe comes to the Nets, I guess. I don't know. From the Brooklyn Celtics. Aaron Baines, Willie Reed. Oh, I used all my contracts. So, yeah, Daniel Theis, welcome to the team. Aaron Gordon and Jabari Parker comes to the Bucks. So, what I'm going to do here is actually, I think Jabari Parker is a restricted free agent. Let me know down in the comment section below. Will the Bucks match if Jabari Parker was thrown a huge offer from the Brooklyn Nets? I don't think the Bucks match. I don't think so. I mean, why would they? Jabari Parker hasn't shown a lot. And I think the Nets are like, you know what? We got nothing to lose. Let's throw an offer at Jabari Parker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to force Jabari Parker on this team because I think it's realistic and I think it makes sense. All right, so now that Jabari Parker is on the Brooklyn Nets, yes, we made that happen because, guys, just listen to me. Just hear me out. You guys really think the Bucks match if Jabari Parker gets thrown an offer like that? I mean, I don't see the Bucks wanting to match. So the Bucks could potentially, or the Nets could potentially try to get a guy like Jabari Parker or Aaron Gordon this offseason, but I think their best bet is at Jabari Parker if they're able to throw money at him. I think they should be able to, hopefully. So now you got a nice little rotation here. So that I think that's something that could potentially happen for the Brooklyn Nets this offseason. So that is going to be my predictions for the Brooklyn Nets offseason. I absolutely see something like this happen.